Just overall thoughts winning the AFC South.
Yeah, very proud of this group, the resiliency of this group, the mental toughness of this group. Obviously started a little bit hot in ways and then had a tough stretch, and you're up 20 in the fourth quarter and end up losing a game, and then to turn this thing around and for these guys to stay the course, keep allowing us to keep coaching. They're a fun, special group to be around.
Why was it important today for Trevor to get to the 4,000? Seemed like you guys pulled him right after that.
Yeah, I think just the year that he's had, especially since the bye, the way that he's playing at an MVP caliber, he's earned it. He's playing at such a high level. The players all love him. They trust him. They believe in him, as do we as coaches. And so you want those kind of things for players like that.
Liam, how happy were you with the response from this club? You go 3 and out. They get the ball, they come down, score a touchdown, but then you guys blow them out of the stadium.
Yeah, it wasn't an ideal start by any means. Simmons us early on and made a great play. We went backwards on the first drive, which wasn't ideal, and they obviously had a good drive that they put together on us with a critical third down conversion. And then, it's just the maturity of this team, I think. Nobody flinched, nobody blinked. They just kind of kept doing their job one play at a time. We talked about championship execution throughout the entire game, and I think after that you saw that.
Liam, you and Tony and even James exchanged a hug there at the end. The validation of, I get that all the goals are really in front of you, but the validation of winning a division title in year one and 13 wins, do all these things that this franchise has never done, what does that mean for you in that locker room?
Yeah, it's, Tony and James and I are, it's a pretty cool relationship. It obviously goes beyond just a working friendship, and I can't thank them enough for their support. And we truly do it all together. That's the cool part. Like, everything that we do, every decision that we make is together, is a group effort. And to have Tony, to have James and their roles and how, the continuity that we have, I think the players feel it. I think the guys in the locker room all believe that we're on the same page, and that the amount of time that we put into these guys, the amount of energy that gets put into these guys. Tony says it all the time, it's all about the grass. It's all about the grass, and it's all about these players and trying to make their lives as nice, as good as possible, as continuing to elevate and raise the standard, and I think those guys are all in.
Coach, how much of what you've seen throughout the course of this season and what we've seen kind of mirrors or matches what you envisioned when you were first touring the facilities here 50 or so weeks ago? It's been a hell of a turnaround, obviously.
Yeah, I think it's, you never know going into a season what it's going to truly look like, right? Because every year is so much of its own entity, and, you're only trying to focus so singularly on getting better each week and improving and not trying to live in the results. And I think that's something that we've, tried to do since we got here, was really focus on the process of, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 OTAs, training camp, and just live in those moments, which is, I think, what allows you to now enjoy these kind of moments, to where you win 13 games, a lot of records and stuff that are really cool for these guys, both individually and collectively as a team. To win the division in year one, for sure, very special, but a lot of work to do still.
You've talked about on a week-to-week basis how, arguably the most impressive part of this group is when there were some early downs, they overcame adversity. Now this 8-game win streak where they haven't necessarily gone overboard as far as being positive. How do things change, or do they at all? Now it's win or go home.
Yeah, I think that's kind of been how we've been playing in a lot of ways. And the way that we've been approaching each week has been almost playoff mentality for a while now. We haven't talked about playoffs, but I think that they understand the severity of what's at stake and where we're at, and that truly it's win or go home at this point. And they've taken it so, like we talked about last night, today is the biggest game in franchise history because it's the next one. That's it, because it's the next one. And that's been the mindset and mentality of this group. They've stayed even-keeled, and I think that, yeah, there's confidence. This team has confidence, but they're not overlooking anybody, and they know that whoever comes here has to play us.
Just in terms of how much a crowd can affect, the operation, pass rush, all that, how important is it to have a home playoff game?
It's huge. I've seen so many cool pictures of the 22 game here at home and what that crowd did and what the community can do for a football team and what a football team can do for a community. And I think that the majority of these guys, like, they all want to play. They all want to play. The whole team, they want to play in front of this crowd. I remember hearing Brenton Strange's comments a couple of weeks ago about, yeah, it's cool to go on the road and play in some cool atmospheres, but there's nothing like playing at home in front of this crowd and in front of this community. So we need them all. We need all of Duval to come out.
Hey, Liam, just Antonio Johnson, pick 6. It seems like he's able to do so many different things for you guys, whether he's a backup or a starter. What has he meant to this team?
Man, so we were talking about him before the game, actually. Tony and James and I were talking about Antonio's, just his growth since we got here and how much he has continued to grow as a person, as a player, as a pro. And, man, every week it just seems like he's making a big play for us and stepping up in critical moments. And you would say, that play really kind of took this game into a different direction. And so I really am proud of Antonio and the way that he's continued to grow. All good?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.